Welcome to the students of 2nd PUC. This is session 2 of chapter 7, alternating current or AC. In the previous session, we had derived the expressions for instantaneous current in an AC circuit for a resistor, for an inductor and for a capacitor. Using those expressions, we will be making a graphical representation of instantaneous voltage and instantaneous current in an AC circuit. Also, we will be learning to draw AC voltage and AC current in terms of phasors or in a phasor diagram. Let us begin. So, before we start, let us recall for an AC circuit with resistor. For an AC circuit with resistor, the instantaneous voltage is given by V is equal to V naught sin omega t, and the instantaneous current is given by I naught into sin omega t. So, how to represent both of them graphically? Along the x-axis, we will note down omega t. So, omega into t is nothing but theta. And along the y-axis, we will note down both voltage and current. So, sin V is equal to V naught into sin omega t. This is just like writing y is equal to r sin theta. In place of y we have V, in place of r we have V naught, and instead of omega t, here it is theta. So, if you draw a sine wave that represents an AC voltage or an AC current, let us begin. The waveform represents the voltage V, where the maximum value is nothing but V naught, and the voltage is maximum when omega t is equal to pi by 2 radians, or in terms of degrees 90 degrees. Again reaches 0 when omega t is pi radians or 180 degree, and negative maximum when omega t is 3 by 4 pi radians or 270 degree, and again comes to 0 after 2 pi radians or after 360 degree. What about current? Current is also the same. So, the maximum value here is I naught. As voltage increases from 0 to maximum, current also increases from 0 to maximum. As voltage decreases from maximum to 0, current also decreases from maximum to 0, and as voltage decreases from 0 to negative maximum, current also decreases from 0 to negative maximum, and as voltage increases from negative maximum to 0, current also increases from negative maximum to 0. So, in this way we are going to represent AC current and voltage graphically. We can also represent in a phasor diagram. So, let me label this as graphical representation of AC voltage and AC current. Instead of graphical representation, what about phasor representation? Before you note down phasor representation, let me introduce again vectors. Before I make a phasor representation, we will recall vectors which are studied in first PUC. So, if I have an x-axis and y-axis, a vector let me take it as some A. So O and P. The line OP represents a vector A, and if this theta is the angle made by the vector A on x axis, then the x component of A x can be written as A cos theta, and the y component of A can be written as Ay is equal to A sin theta. If you rotate this vector A about the point O, so just keep rotating, then the x component and y component also keeps on changing. So here instead of A, if I write V, then we take this as V naught, then can write this as V is equal to V naught sin omega t. So the y component here represents the instantaneous value if the radius vector is the peak value of AC. So representing AC voltage in terms of projection of a vector on the y axis is what is phasor representation. So let me now begin. Before I begin, so as this V naught keeps on rotating, V naught sin theta keeps increasing from 0 to maximum, comes back from maximum to 0, and again from 0 to negative maximum, and from negative maximum to 0. So the projection of vector on the y axis gives us the instantaneous value. Phasor representation of AC voltage and current. X axis, along the y axis I represent voltage, AC voltage and AC current. So now to represent voltage, I take a vector, let it be represented by capital V in a vector form. Now take this projection on y axis. For convenience, I will take the projection not here, but a little bit extended somewhere here. Now this gives me the instantaneous voltage or the AC voltage. So V, which is equal to V naught sin omega into t. So this will give me the angle omega t. We have represented the AC voltage as projection along the y axis. Now what about the AC current? So we can also draw another vector I and its projection along along y axis is going to give us the instantaneous value of AC current. So now this is equal to I naught sin the projection along y axis is now going to give me I, which is equal to I naught sin omega t. Let me conclude. The AC voltage and AC current can be represented in the form of rotating vectors called as phasors. The magnitude of the rotating vectors here, the magnitude of the rotating vectors gives the peak value of the AC current or the AC voltage, and the projection of the rotating vector on y axis gives us the instantaneous voltage. So, these are phasor representation of AC voltage and AC current. Let me proceed further. Let us represent AC voltage and AC current in an AC circuit containing an inductor and AC circuit containing a capacitor. Let us remember the AC voltage in an AC circuit containing an inductor is given by V is equal to V naught sin omega t, whereas the current in the same circuit is given by I naught into sin of omega t minus pi by 2, which means the current in the circuit lags the voltage by pi by 2 radians. So, how do I represent this graphically? The AC voltage is nothing but the sine wave. The amplitude is V naught. So, here you have the representation of AC voltage in an inductor. What about current? The current lags behind the voltage by pi by 2. So, when the voltage was 0, the current had a negative maximum value. When AC voltage was maximum, the current is now 0, and it reaches the maximum value when the AC voltage is 0, and 0 when the AC voltage is negative maximum, and in this manner we represent the AC voltage and current in an inductor. Looking at this graphical representation, we can tell that the current lags behind the voltage by pi by 2 radians. Now, what about the phasor representation? So, before we go into phasor representation, we can label this as graphical representation of AC voltage and AC current in an AC circuit with inductor. Now, what about the phasor representation? Now, let us make a phasor representation of AC voltage and current. First, let me begin with the voltage. So, if this is the voltage, then and this being omega into t, the current lags behind the voltage by pi by 2. So, 90 degrees away you have the current which is lagging behind the voltage by 90 degree or by pi by 2 radians. Now, so the projection on the y axis gives the instantaneous voltage, and similarly for the current also the projection on y axis gives the instantaneous current I naught into sin of omega t minus pi by 2. So, this is how you represent in phasors. Let us now see how we represent the same phasor diagrams for an AC circuit with a capacitor. For an AC circuit with a capacitor, the voltage is given by V is equal to V naught sin omega t, whereas the current in the circuit is given by I is equal to I naught into sin omega t plus pi by 2. In this case, the current through the capacitor leads the voltage by pi by 2 radians. So, now how do we represent it graphically? So, the voltage as usual, the sine wave it is pi and 2 pi by 2, and here it is 3 pi by 2. The current leads the voltage, therefore, when the voltage was 0, the current was already at its maximum. When the voltage was positive maximum, the current was 0, and when the voltage has reached 0, the current has reached its negative maximum. Similarly, so this gives me the maximum value of current and voltage. The diagram now represents that the current leads the voltage by pi by 2 radians or by 90 degree. So, I can label this as the graphical presentation of the AC voltage and AC current in a capacitive circuit. What about the phasor representation? First, let me begin with the voltage, the phasor representing the voltage. The current leads the voltage by 90 degree, therefore, degree ahead you will have the current phasor. The difference between the voltage and current is 90 degree or pi by 2 radians. The projection on the y axis gives the instantaneous value. Here V is equal to V naught sin omega t, and here current is equal to I is equal to I naught sin omega t plus pi by 2. So, this is the phasor representation for current and voltage in a capacitive circuit. Next, similarly, using the formula of voltage and current, let us see what is the power consumed in an AC circuit. Now, let us derive the instantaneous and the average power consumed in an AC circuit containing only a resistor. So, we know that the instantaneous value of the AC voltage and current are given by V is equal to V naught sin omega t and I is equal to I naught sin omega t. So, therefore, the instantaneous power consumed in the circuit is given by as you had studied in chapter 2, the power is given by voltage into current V into I. Here in this case for AC, I am taking the symbol as small p for instantaneous power. So, this is going to be, use the equation for V and I, V naught sin omega t and I naught sin omega t. So, this will become V naught into I naught sin omega t into sin omega t. You will get it as sin square omega t. Take this as equation 1. Then the instantaneous power is given by equation 2. So, equation 2 gives the expression for instantaneous power. In a resistive circuit. I may include as in a pure resistive circuit. What about the average power? This is instantaneous power at a given instant of time. But in one cycle, what is the average power consumed? The average power consumed is given by, I represent the average power as capital P. You can also represent it as small p with a bar above. So, average is represented mathematically in arrow brackets. So, this is going to be average of V naught I naught into sin square omega t. These brackets represent the average of the value. This means the average. Further, write this as V naught and I naught are the peak values which are a constant into average of sin square omega t. The average value for sin square omega t is half. So, you will get this as V naught I naught by 2. Equation 3. So, this is the expression for average power consumed in a pure resistive circuit. This V naught into I naught by 2 can also be written as V naught by root 2 into I naught by root 2. If you remember, V naught by root 2 is nothing but the RMS value of the AC voltage. Similarly, I naught by root 2 is nothing but the RMS value of the AC current or the alternating current. I can write this as V RMS into I RMS. In session 1, we had defined what is an RMS voltage. It was termed as the DC equivalent. So, DCs are represented by capital V, DC current by capital I. The average power is going to be equal to the RMS voltage into the RMS current. You can also represent it by capital V into capital I. Capital V here means the RMS of the AC and capital I here means the RMS of the AC current. Similar to power consumed in a resistive circuit, now let us derive the power consumed in a pure inductive circuit. If you remember, the instantaneous value of AC voltage and current are given by this V is equal to V naught into sin omega t and I is equal to I naught into sin omega t minus pi by 2. For the sake of the convenience of the further calculations, this one can be written as I naught minus of cos omega t. we will make use of these two equations to find the instantaneous power. Small p, which is equal to instantaneous voltage into instantaneous current. So, use the equation here. So, I will get that as minus of V naught into I naught into sin omega t into cos omega t. Sin 2 theta could be written as 2 sin theta cos theta. If you rearrange this, sin theta into cos theta can be written as sin 2 theta by 2. So, similarly, here sin omega t into cos omega t can be written as minus of V naught into I naught into sin of 2 omega t divided by 2. Equation 2 gives the expression for instantaneous power. What about the average power? So, the average power is given by capital P, which is the average of the instantaneous power. So, this is nothing but the average of minus V naught into I naught by 2 into sin of 2 omega t minus V naught into I naught by 2, they are constants, take them out, into average of sin of 2 omega t. The average of sin 2 omega t is 0. So, therefore, the average power consumed in a pure inductive circuit is 0. The average power consumed in a pure inductive circuit is 0. So, now similarly, finally, we shall calculate the instantaneous power and the average power in a pure capacitive circuit. Let us begin to derive the instantaneous power in a capacitive circuit. For a capacitive circuit, the instantaneous values of AC voltage and current are given by V is equal to V naught to sin omega t and I is equal to I naught into sin of omega t plus pi by 2. For the sake of convenience of further calculation, sin of omega t plus pi by 2 can be written as I naught into cos omega t. So, sin omega t plus pi by 2 will become cos omega t. Let us make use of these two equations. The instantaneous power consumed is given by P is equal to V into I. So, which is equal to, using equation 1 here, these two equations, I can write this as V naught into I naught sin omega t into cos omega t, sin omega t into cos omega t. You can write it as sin of 2 omega t by 2. So, So, the equation 2 here represents the instantaneous power consumed in a pure capacitive circuit. Now, let us see what is the average power consumed in the circuit. So, the average power consumed is given by capital P, average of the instantaneous power. So, which is the average of V naught I naught by 2 into sine of 2 omega t. So, take out the constants. Average of sine 2 omega t. The average of sine 2 omega t is 0. Therefore, the average power consumed in a capacitive circuit is 0. So, that is it for this session. So, in this session we have learnt the graphical representation as well as the phasor representation of instantaneous voltage and instantaneous current in a resistive circuit, in a pure inductive circuit and in a pure capacitive circuit. Also, we have derived the instantaneous power and the average power consumed in a pure resistive circuit, in a pure inductive circuit and in a pure capacitive circuit. That is all. Thank you.